Hey bestie, so your healing journey is not going to be linear, and also it's not going to always make a lot of sense or be like, oh, you're perfect, you're non-toxic, you're super healthy, you're non-problematic. For example, in my youth, in my bullshit that I had to survive, I could not be in reality. You know, everyone was so far into enabling my father that reality didn't exist. We lived in la la land, right? And story time, here's two examples. One of them, I was maybe 15 and my dad just got out of prison or something, or just appeared again. I forget why. But he told me that he found a car. It was like a Pontiac Sunfire, and it was green, and he found this car. His friend is selling it. It's such a good deal. And as a gift, he's going to help me buy it. And I just remember, you know, it was like I was working some part-time job as a babysitter, and I had like maybe $2,000 saved up. So I gave him that money, and he went to go get the car, and because I didn't have a license, I didn't even have a learner's permit. Again, reality didn't exist in this house. So he went to go get the car, never came back with the car, and then when he did come back, like a week later, no car, and I was not able to ask about it. I felt like I would have made him feel bad, therefore I couldn't say anything, like, oh, something must have happened. And I thought about it for the first time. I'm 32, right? And I thought about this for the first time as I'm driving home. Like, okay, honestly, insane, but I really never spoke up. I never asked him about what the fuck happened with my money, where's this car, or anything. And the reasons why I never did was just, I really just felt like my father was sick. That was the narrative. Oh, your poor father's sick. He's ill. And I don't know. I was just a product of this fucked up environment I grew up in. And then, you know, another hilarious instance, later in life when I came back to help take care of my grandmother who was dying, I woke up in the middle of the night to someone knocking on the window in the living room and the guest bedroom I was staying in at my grandparents' house, because my dad lived with his parents, my grandparents, his whole life, just being a drug addict and being enabled. And it was the police. And they were knocking on the window, and they were like, hi, yeah, so a car from this house was found crashed at the end of your driveway into the road, and it's snowing and all this bullshit, middle of the night, and they're just like, here, like, why is your car over there? It was my grandmother's car, and I didn't know what to say. And, you know, my grandparents woke up because as soon as I, you know, opened the door, the dogs start barking. And, you know, the car had the keys in the ignition, had footsteps from the accident site back to the house. And my grandfather was screaming. He's like, don't talk to the police. Like, we don't talk to them. He's just like, oh, we don't have anything to say to you. Like, the car was stolen. We don't know what happened. And the cop is just kind of looking like, obviously someone from this house took the car and just crashed it and then walked back. The keys are in the ignition, you know, like, and my grandparents would just not admit it, that my father stole the car. And I think there must have been some kind of, you know, long report or very, very detailed file on this house, my grandparents' house, because all the times the cars kept getting stolen out of the driveway or some bullshit like that. I'm sure, you know, these cops were very aware. But because of situations like that, and then even more in my younger years, I am unable to shut the fuck up. I'm not able to have a filter and be demure and not cause a scene. I'm really not, and I don't like that about myself. I will think to myself like, hey, it's not a big deal. Let's not bring it up. Let's just like chill and like let it go. And because I say that, it's almost like the little goblin in my brain wants to spite me. And it's like, we're not going to do that. Yeah, let's fucking scream about it for hours. And so healing isn't just going to be, oh, you're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you now. Oh, you're recovered from the hurt. Healing is also going to be you turning into a little bit of a nightmare. You really taking what is indestructible, the things that you've been through and that is still here despite all of that, and kind of not caring how well other people receive it or how well it fits into society's expectations. Like, I'm so sorry, my neighbors, they all hear me screaming at least once or twice a week, and I can't not make a deal out of things if it bothers me. If I feel like someone's lying to me, if I feel not heard, if I feel disrespected, I have to bring it out into the open. I do not sweep things under the rug. I have to bring it out into the open and deal with it. I gotta squash that bug. And I hope my healing journey will continue in a way that I will eventually be able to do that quietly, with a fierce, quiet confidence that is not explosive and volatile. But that's kind of the arc of this journey, from going from not being able to say anything, not being comfortable to say anything, not knowing how to say anything, to now it's the other extreme. And we will keep learning. So that's kind of like what I wanted to share with you. If you can relate, please let me know, because I would love to hear your story.